Ladies and gents, I'm Papa Smoke, and this is the House of Smoke social media platform. Okay, so today we're going to discuss cleansing. Cleansing is very important spiritually, as it's something we should do before and after magical works in order to make sure the energies around us, around our house, and around our sacred spaces are as clean and clear as possible, and there are no negative energies hanging around. Also, those of you with psychic ability should cleanse themselves and their homes often because the buildup of negative energies in someone with psychic abilities can cause to the formation of a poltergeist or a negative servitor. Okay, so we're going to discuss a few different methodologies of cleansing today. However, they all have something in common. They all work using things that release extremely high vibrational frequencies, whether that's smudging, whether that's singing bowls, whether that's floor washes. The ingredients either burn or give off an incredibly high pitched and high frequency vibrational resonance. Okay, so first we're going to cover smudging. Okay, so smudging itself is a very, very, very common practice. There are a number of Wiccans and right hand path practitioners out there that swear by it and that will say to you pretty much anything that bothers you, you can smudge it away. Well, that's not necessarily the case. Some infestations and some attacks you can't just remove with smudging. Sometimes it creates a temporary barrier, or sometimes it'll repel it for a little bit and it'll come back with a vengeance. So, if you haven't got any experience working with dark things or removing dark things, don't go around giving advice such as smudging will remove all infestations, because you'll get your butt handed to you by a demon. Okay, so there are different things that people use to smudge. We've got sage, we've got Paolo. These are other common things, and we've got the use of sensors. Sensors, basically, I put a hot coal in there with a mixture on top of it, and you swing it around, and it basically distributes the smoke through all the little gaps and holes you can see there. Now, the process of cleansing and smudging is very, very similar. Across all methodologies. In fact, it's the same. What you do is you leave either the front door or a front window near the front door open, and then you go to the other side of the house, top of the building. So in some houses in the UK, that would be the loft above the attic, right at the back of the house, yeah? And what you want to do is you want to work your way all across that top floor, then down and all the way across the other top floor, starting at the furthest point away from the front, working your way towards the front till you get to the ground floor. Do the ground floor, but do not do the front yet. If you have a basement, yeah, say your basement's in your kitchen, so when you get to your kitchen, before you finish off and get to your living room or where your front door is, do the basement as well, yeah, right? And you want to work your way to the living room, to where your front door is, yeah, and basically let the smoke and everything flow out of the front window or the front door. What this does is it creates a wall of energy, a wall of like spiritual vibrations that repels anything negative. And the closer you get towards the open front door or open front window, it eventually has no choice but to leave through that window. All methodologies have a similar way that you do it, in the way that you start from the furthest point away from your front door and work your way to your front door. So floor washing is the same thing. So let's say you've got wooden floors throughout. Yeah, again, you start at the furthest point away from your front door, as I've described. You would mop. Now, while you're mopping or smudging, you can say a prayer. We can say, "This is a house of love and light." If you're not in the light, you can't stay. There are other things you can say. You can basically say, "This is my sacred space, and if you mean me harm and do not bring positive vibes, you may not enter." It depends what resonates with you. You can also picture, while you're doing it filling up with a divine white light. So everywhere you've washed fills up with a divine white light. So again, floor washing is a very similar process, except with the wastewater at the end, cast it out of the front door. Yeah, if you've got a front garden, go to the edge of your garden and cast it out of the front garden, because that's all the negative energy. That's all the bad spirits, all the negative energy, all the trash you've just collected in that bucket there. And that's the process of floor washing. Very similar to smudging in the fact that you start from the furthest point away from the front door and work your way to the front door. Again, doing the basement before you do the front door. But the only difference in it is, rather than letting the smoke flow out of the door, you throw the bad water out, throw it out. Okay, so the next way to cleanse is by using vibrational music. So people can use Tibetan singing bowls because they vibrate at a high enough frequency for this, or some singing bowls do. Interesting fact, some monks, I believe they may be Tibetan monks, use laughter to exorcise evil spirits. So high frequency and high vibrational and positively charged emotional sounds can actually remove negative entities. Yeah. So high frequencies, high vibrational frequencies, repel them. It's a bit different to the floor washing and the smudging process, though. This one, as long as the sound can vibrate all the way through the house, it'll remove it. Again, you could do it like smudging or like floor washing and start at the furthest point away from your front door and just do the singing bowl all through the house until it repels it out of the front door. Or you could just do it in each room, because remember, the sound doesn't get blocked by any sort of barrier. It will just resonate through wherever it can go. So you just do that. Well, it bends around, doesn't it? So that's the use of singing bowls and sounds. Now you can also use divine white light. So those fellow energy healers out there, and other like psychic practitioners, we can use divine white light in these cases for a couple of reasons. So we can create a barrier of divine white light, positive energy only. Anything of the darkness may not enter it. It'll burn and sear anything of the darkness away. Yeah. And you create sort of like a barrier, and you fill the house up with light as you walk through it. So the light's behind you and you're pushing it forward, and you fill each room of it up. And again, you start from the furthest point away from the front, working all your way down. If there's a basement, do that before you do the front. Yeah. There's a couple of famous psychics. I'm not sure if it's the psychic detectives or not. I can't remember who they are. A couple of ladies that do this. Another way you can cleanse with light is you can simply meditate in one of the rooms of the house and emanate and fill the whole house up with divine white light. For this, you have to leave all the windows and doors open, though, because there's no set pattern pushing it a certain way. So you need to leave it routes of egress. And what you do is you visualize the house being filled up with white light to the fact that it's glowing bright white, and all the negative energy is sort of like dribbling out of the windows and doors like a black goo pouring down it, like the Ghostbusters house or something. Yeah. The third way you can do it isn't really a method of cleansing. It's a method of helping spirits. You can open a doorway for them to cross over to where they're supposed to be with the divine white light as well. This video has been twice as long as it usually is. Like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to check out the link, copy of my book in the link, because everything I know is pretty much written down in that book. Root work, conjures, magic and wonders. Everything I know about the Luar and voodoo anyway, or certainly the basics, enough for you to get your grasp and practice it. I'm working on another book, Calling Down the Luar. If you buy Root Work, Conjures, Magic and Wonders, and then you buy Calling Down the Luar, you should be set up with everything you need to practice voodoo. Okay, so this has been cleansing. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, which ain't a right lot. Next video I'll bring to you on Wednesday, which is the Skinwalker. Like, share, subscribe, peeps. Bye.